Hello, everyone. This is Danny Brown. Welcome to English 2BB. This is our speaking class. Today is day 5. Now, last week you sent me your Momotaro stories, and I hope that you enjoyed telling that Momotaro story. And I hope you did a good job on your past tense. We tried to use the Zoom, and many students enjoyed it and did a good job, but a lot of students struggled. So I honestly don't know what to do. This week, we're not going to use Zoom, but maybe in the future, I will use it again. I just have to think about it. So this week, we're going to do speaking homework, and you're going to call your partner or contact your partner by Zoom or Google Meet or something like that and have conversation. Okay, we're gonna tell a story today. I'm gonna tell you a story, and then we're gonna study some vocabulary first. Then I'll tell you the story. Then we will study past progressive tense. In Japanese, that's kako shinko kei. And then you are going to for homework, write a story of your own, a true story about a frightening experience that you had. And in that frightening experience, we're practicing emotions. 2 weeks ago and today in class, you're practicing emotions and emotional words. And I want you to put emotional words and past tense and past progressive tense in your story. Now, usually I make the students write the story and then memorize it and tell the story in front of the class. And we can't do that this year because we can't sit in front of the class. So you're going to write the story, send it to me, I'll send it back corrected, and then you read the story and you have to record the story. You can use Zoom to record the story, or you can use some other way. But I need to see your face as you're telling the story, and I need to hear you. It's a video recording, okay? Not just a voice, video. So those are things we're going to do today. Let's start out with our vocabulary stuff. Okay, here's some vocabulary pictures from Intruder's Story. Okay, this is our first picture. And you know what? I don't need to show you those pictures yet. Hold on. Before I show you the pictures, I'm sorry, I want to teach you some vocabulary. Just a minute. Okay, here is our first vocabulary. We have the word examination, and that is a test, shiken. Examination, sometimes we just say exam. I have an exam, okay? An examination. You take an examination. I'm a teacher. I give the examination. Next, we have basement. Basement in Japanese is chikashitsu, and it's the room underneath the house. Under the house, under the ground is a room, and that is called the basement. I had a house in Kansas that had a basement. Next, we have heard, and that's the past of hear no kako kei. Now, you know heard and you know how to spell it, but many students make a mistake with pronunciation. They say heard, but that's wrong. It's her. The EA is not pronounced. Heard. Now, the next one is besides me. Watashi no hoka ni. Besides me, there is no one here today. See, behind me, beside me. Now, besides me doesn't mean beside me. It means watashi no hoka ni, other than me. Now we have terribly frightened. Frightened is kwaku naru. Okay, kowagatteru. Terribly is taihen ni. Okay, terribly frightened. Okay, those are the words. Examination, basement, heard, besides me, terribly frightened. Now here's some more vocabulary. The word is burglar, B-U-R-G-L-A-R. In Japanese, it's goto, or I wrote, ie ni haite kosori nusumu hito. Somebody who comes into your house or building secretly and steals things quietly. That's a burglar. Now, if someone takes a gun, that's a robber, okay? Robbery is with a gun or a knife. Here's a knife. Robbery, give me your money. That's robbery. But burglary is just quietly take. Now the next one is cabinet. I'll show you a picture in a minute. Cabinetto, todana, that is like in your kitchen, up where you, above the kitchen, and you have these doors, and you open the doors and you take something out. That's the doors and the shelves together are a cabinet. Next we have shout. Hey, that's to shout. Now scream is ah, high voice. Ah, okay, shout is hey. Now the next one is must have. Must have. Must be. Must be, you must be cold. That means I am guessing maybe you are cold. I think so. I think you're cold. It's a strong guess. I think you're cold. You must be cold. Now must have is past tense. I wrote here, Nani o shita ni machigai nai. I am guessing it was done. You must have studied very hard because you made 100 on your test. You must have studied hard. Okay, again, I'm guessing, but I think so. And we use that a lot when we talk about the past and we think maybe this happened. Now the next one is to dial the phone. Now a dial is a circle on the old phones, and you go shoo, 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 okay, and that's a dial. And in today's phones we go deet, 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 but we still use the word dial. Japanese is denwa o kakeru, but we say dial, okay, dial the phone. Okay, those are some words that we can use in our story that we're just about to study. All right, now before we tell the story, let's look at some pictures of this vocabulary which we just studied. You decide what is the vocabulary word. You ready? What's this word? Okay, it's to call. Oh, excuse me, wait. That's Danny's mistake. Okay, let's try that again. It is to dial. Now notice that's the old-fashioned. The dial is the round thing, and to dial is to move it in a circle. But we also use that for the modern push button phones. We say to dial the phone. Next, what's this? Can you guess? Okay, she's outside. Samu desu ne. Okay, it means must be. It must be winter. She must be cold. Anytime we want to guess, oh, you must be cold. Come inside and get warm. Okay, what is this? What is he doing? To shout. Okay, try to guess these words. It helps you to remember and say them out loud in your room. Nobody's listening. Just say it out loud. You'll say it, you'll hear it, and you'll remember it better. All right, what's this? Vocabulary word. It has to do with must. Okay, it's must have. When you see a situation and something is in the past and you're guessing, Someone must have broken it. Someone must have gotten really angry and pow, 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 broken it. Okay? All right, what's this? Terribly frightened. Terribly frightened. Oh, I'm terribly frightened. Okay, we say that. I'm terribly frightened. All right, what's this person doing? To dial. And this? To shout. And this? Okay, she feels terribly frightened. Okay. And this? Can you guess? Okay, he's like, huh? Okay, this is America style. He's got a gun. Heard. He heard a strange noise. I'm going to kill somebody. Okay, heard. Heard a strange noise. What's he doing? Examination. He's taking an examination. And what's this called? A cabinet. Cabinet. And what's this? Heard. Don't say heard, it's heard. Heard. What's this? A burglar. He is a burglar. And this? Oh, I told you. Okay, this is footsteps. Footsteps. We heard footsteps on the floor. And what's this? Examination. That's right. And what's this? It's another cabinet. That's a cabinet. And what's this? Footsteps. That's right. We saw small footsteps. Sometimes we call those footprints, but footsteps are also used. What's he? Can you remember that word? A burglar. He's a burglar. Okay, we're finished with our vocabulary. Now we're going to listen to our story. Okay, we're going to listen to a story today. The Intruder, a frightening and true story. This is a true story of a college student who lived in England. And I want you to listen to this true story. And later today, you're going to write your own true story. Let's listen. Now, this story has 4 parts. Danny will read each part of the story and stop. I'll read part 1 and stop. So you listen and read carefully as I read. When Danny stops, try to guess what will happen next in the story. All right, here it is. Ready? Well, it happened a few years ago. I lived in the same house with my parents. I had to prepare myself for a test at school. I was working in the basement at my table when my parents left the house. Then they went to go shopping in the city. So I was sitting and studying when I heard steps on the floor above me. I knew there should be no one in the house. So I thought, what could that be? I decided it was a burglar, and I was terribly frightened. We had the windows open to let fresh air in the house. So a burglar must have come into the house. What should I do? All right, students, I want you to think and answer the question, what did he do next? Try in your mind to answer it. Did he call the police, hide under the bed, get a toy gun, or run out of the house? What do you think? If you need, rewind this video and listen to me read this again. Okay, do you have the answer? And I remembered that I had a toy gun in my cabinet. So I decided to take the toy gun and go upstairs. Well, I was holding the toy gun when I started up the stairs. Then I shouted like there was another person in the house. Steve, take the dogs and go outside. Okay, what happened next? A, he called his parents. B, oh, we have EFGH, sorry. B, he saw a burglar. C, he got shot by the burglar's gun. D, he turned on some lights. Which do you think happened? Stop this video if you need and read it carefully and think. Okay, are you ready? Here's the answer. Then I went upstairs and turned on lots of lights in all the rooms. And the burglar must have heard me. While I was turning on lights, he rushed out of the window the same way he came in. Okay, so the answer is, from last time, the answer is he turned on all the lights. Is that your answer? Now, what happened next? While I was turning on lights, he rushed out of the window the same way he came in. What happened? What will this man do? A, he tried to call his parents. B, he realized he knew the burglar. C, he had a mental breakdown and went to the hospital. D, the dogs ran away. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Okay, here's the answer. Well, I was relieved, and then I tried to phone my parents, but I was so terribly frightened that I wasn't able to dial the phone number. Okay, so he tried to call his parents, and he was not able to dial the number. He's like, and he can't remember the number, and he can't think. Okay, that was the story. This was a true story. The man heard noise upstairs. He gets a toy gun and he pretends he has a gun. Now, I think that's really stupid because they say if the burglar thinks you have a gun, he might shoot you. But if the burglar thinks you have no gun, he won't hurt you. So it's better not to act that way. But he did. He acted like he had a toy gun. Okay, now we're going to look at part of the story again. And we're going to look, first of all, we're going to look at the past progressive grammar, and then we'll look at the story again. Let's look at the past progressive grammar. Oh, just a minute. Okay, now look at past progressive tense. This is in the story, and you need this past progressive tense. It's very important for storytelling, so important, really. But many of you make mistakes on this past progressive tense, so let's check it. When I came into the room, Jerry was eating pizza. Now, one of these is past tense. One of these is past progressive tense. This is past progressive, kakoshin koke. Now, the past tense, I ate pizza. It's finished, and it just means it happened. But the past progressive, I was eating pizza, it's finished, but it means it happened a long time. But be careful. Past tense can be sudden or slow action. Like I rolled a 4 with my dice. That's a short action. Or past tense can be long action. I studied a long time. Okay? Now, the past progressive can only be a long action. But we don't just use past progressive anytime there's a long action. There must be a special reason to use past progressive. So be careful in your story. When do we use past progressive? One, when we talk about a time, like at 3 o'clock or during the party. These are both times. And number two, when one event happens a long time, and then suddenly a short event happens. Let me show you. Number one, when we talk about one certain time, what were you doing yesterday at 3 o'clock? Okay, the idea is I called you at 3 o'clock. You didn't answer. Why? What were you doing? At 3 o'clock, I was watching television. So watching television is a long action, but we don't say that every time there's a long action. When there's a time at 3 o'clock during the test, when you came home, okay, there's a certain time, and that's when we use it. Now, number two is when one event happens, but suddenly something else happens. Look here. When we use this a lot. I was walking home when a car hit me. Now, walking home is a long action. I was walking, and bam, the car hit me. Okay, so walking is like this long action. It's a condition. And suddenly, bam, this short action happens. This is the key way that we use past progressive, especially with storytelling. Look at the next example. I was sleeping when my friend called. Okay, I was sleeping. Huh? Okay, sleeping, call. Okay, that's how we use it. Okay, here's the man, and he's walking along, bombity bop, biddy boo. Whoa, wow, look at those interesting people. Bobbity boop, bop, biddy bop, bop. He was walking, and bam! Suddenly he's hit. Now, walking is a slow condition, so it was walking. Hit is sudden, and so that's going to be just hit, past perfect. Yesterday, my friend Joe was walking home from work. A white Toyota hit him. Now he is in the hospital. Now, here with this one, we have two sentences and there's no connection, and that's okay. My friend was walking home from work. He's walking, and bam, a Toyota hit him. But we can, if we want, right here, we can put the word when. Yesterday, my friend Joe was walking home from work when a white Toyota hit him. Now he's in the hospital. So the word when or the word while, but be careful with while, can be put here. Actually, we would not put while here. We would put while here. While goes with the was walking. While my friend was walking home, a white Toyota hit him. Okay, so be careful with that position. All right, that is the past progressive. Now let's look back at our story and let's look at the past progressive in this story. I have the story here again. Are you ready? Section 1. Well, it happened a few years ago. I lived in the same house with my parents. I had to prepare myself for a test at school. I was working. Okay, this is the first past progressive. I was working in the basement at my table when my parents left the house. Okay, so I'm working, bam, my parents leave. See, parents leave, just boom, it's really fast. But working is a long time. Okay, you need this for your stories that you're going to write. Then they went to go shopping in the city. So I was sitting and studying. Okay, a long time, I'm sitting, I'm studying. When I heard footsteps on the floor above me. Okay, so he's just studying. Okay, so sitting and studying is the condition and the sudden action is heard. I knew there should be no one in the house. So I thought, what could that be? I decided it was a burglar and I was terribly frightened. We had the windows open to let fresh air in the house. So a burglar must have come into the house. What should I do? Okay. And I remembered I had a toy gun in my cabinet. So I decided to take the toy gun and go upstairs. Well, I was holding the toy gun when I started up the stairs. Okay, so he's holding the toy gun. Okay, I'm ready. I'm nervous, but I'm going. Ready, go. Okay, and he's holding the toy gun and go upstairs. All right, then I shouted like there was another person in the house. Steve, take the dogs and go outside. Okay, so he's pretending. He's acting like there's the dogs and Steve. So it will frighten the burglar, but that's not a good idea. Okay, and then I went upstairs and turned on lots of lights in all the rooms, and the burglar must have heard me while I was turning on lights. Okay, there it is, was turning on lights. He rushed out of the window the same way he came in. So he's turning on lights, turn on light, turn on light, turn on light. And while he's doing that, I don't know if he hears or sees the burglar rush out the window suddenly, okay? Notice this is a very good example of past progressive. I was turning on the lights, he rushed out the window. I was relieved. I tried to phone my parents, but I was so terribly frightened I wasn't able to dial the phone number. Okay, those are good examples of the past progressive, and I want you to use them when you write your own past progressive story. All right, so I want you to write that story, and I'm going to show you in a minute. Here, let me go on and do that now. Okay, this is a handout. It comes from Google Classroom. It says Day 5, Frightening Story Instructions. Homework, frightening story. This week, write a story in English about a frightening experience that happened to you. Your story should be at least 120 words. You should write with past tense and at least 3 past tense progressive sentences. Send the paper to me by 5 p.m. Monday, June 15th. I will correct the grammar, then I will send that paper back to you. So this week, you only write your story. Next week, you must tell your story and record it on a video. You need to use a lot of emotion and good intonation and pronunciation. But this week, do not make the video. This week, I only want you to write the story and send it to me by Google Classroom. Okay, do you understand? This week you write the story, don't record the video. But next week, I will tell you in class, and you are to record this story on a video. Title of the story, you write the title. I want you to make a title of your story. Then you write the story in the past tense, and you use at least 3 past progressive. I was walking down the street when da da da. Okay, 3 of those at least, and I want them used correctly. You should have at least 120 words. You should count. I was walking down the street. Okay, that's 6 words, right? But a space is not a word. A period is not a word. Just the words. You write the whole story here, and then you send it to me. Now later, not this week, but in the future, when you record your story, this is how I will grade your story. Pronunciation and intonation. Fluency means quick and easy speaking. Good grammar. So when you're writing, check your grammar. Good story. And for the good story, I'm looking for good vocabulary, interesting vocabulary, and a clear communication. All right. So please try to write this true story. I want a true story about your life, a time that you were very afraid. And remember to make it interesting. You're going to tell this story on a video, and everyone in the class is going to watch this video. Don't write an embarrassing story if you don't want people to see it, because the whole class is going to watch your story on the video. Okay, that's it for this homework. Please do this and send this to me by 5 p.m. Monday, June 15th. Okay, that's one homework. Now, your next homework is a speaking practice. It's only going to be short speaking practice. It may take 20 or 30 minutes with your speaking partner. I'm not sure how long it will take you. Let's try it. Okay, first, you need to get this paper. Remember, Disneyland Excites Me. That was from last week, 2 weeks ago, week 3. And you and your partner need to both get this paper, and you just need to read it together. That's all. So partner A, I am excited. Disneyland excited me. Disneyland is exciting. Then partner B, I am bored. The movie bored me. The movie is boring. Okay, and you keep reading until you read all of these. Read scared, read frightened, read terrified, disappointed, all of these, okay? Now, that's part A. Part B are these practices here and these practices here. Let me show you on another piece of paper I'm sending you. Okay, here's the other one. Now this is, you can get this at Google Classroom. It says Day 5 Speaking Homework. And you use this paper along with the Disneyland paper, okay? You can use both of them together. Let me read this. Today's speaking homework is very short, but I want you and your partner to do this. And send this paper to me before Monday, June 15th at 5 p.m. For today's homework, look at the paper, Day 4 Feelings, Disneyland Excited Me. Practice 1, read the whole paper with your partner. You can take turns reading the sentences. Reading these sentences will help you remember the adjectives and the correct grammar. Okay, that's where you read, I am excited. Disneyland excited me. I was excited by Disneyland, or I am excited by Disneyland. Okay, and you read all of them, all across, all the way down, all the words. And when you do that with your partner, that's all you have to do. You just write, yes, yes, Danny, my partner and I read this, and I'll give you good participation grade, okay? You don't have to tell me how long it took you. Just say, yes, we read it. And now, practice 2. This is those questions at the bottom of the Disneyland paper. Partner A, you read these, and partner B should finish the sentence, okay? Partner A reads this sentence. During my vacation, I slept and walked around the beach. The vacation was, and B finished the sentence, relaxing. Then A says, I beat my friend in ping pong, but his hand was broken, so my win was not. And partner B tried to give a good answer. Now your answers have to be something from the Disneyland feelings. Exciting, boring, satisfying, pleasing, okay? Frightening. Or with the ED, satisfied, bored, pleased, frightened. Be careful of the difference between those two. 3, 4, 5. When partner A asks these questions, B answers them. Then partner B, you ask the questions. and A, answer them. When you finish all of that, again, you write yes, okay? Yes, I did it. That's all. Oh, I forgot to put your name. Okay, I'll put your name at the top of this paper when I put it on Google Classroom. Write your name on it and then turn it in. So you have two homeworks. For me, you have this speaking homework with your partner, and I will send you a partner list so you'll know who to talk to. And you have your story to write and to send me, okay? Those are your two homeworks. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you're enjoying our speaking class. It's difficult to have speaking without being face-to-face where we can talk to each other, but I'm trying to help you learn, and I hope you're enjoying the class. Thank you very much, and goodbye.